Good morning, everyone. I see that people changed their clocks because I didn't see anyone here an hour early, so that's good. Some of us were. Well, not because of the clocks, though. Here to set up. As you see, our speaker today, Laura Jones, did quite a bit of setup work to bring crystals in and set them around. It's a little bit of a treasure hunt. I've noticed as I've been walking through, like, wait a second, there's one there and there's one there. So looking forward to hearing your talk today. Is there anyone here for the very first time? I think I see all familiar faces. Maybe you're joining us for the first time online, and we want to welcome you, letting you know that Unity Center of Des Moines is a diverse community that is committed to living a positive spiritual path. We welcome you just as you are and recognize each person is on their own unique spiritual journey. Let's begin with song. The lyrics will be up on screen, and it's so much more fun when we sing along. I did not mention, but I feel like mentioning it now. Here at Unity Center of Des Moines, you may hear words like goddess, love, light, the divine, and that's because that encompasses all of what God is. So whatever your word is, we're just saying it exists and it's in you. So thank you for being here. Announcements today. Later at 4:30 p.m., there is the cacao ceremony. Thank you, Andrew, for doing the sound up there. We've been having some situations with the mics trying to figure out what they need to pick things up. But this afternoon, 4:30 p.m., in-person cacao ceremony with Deb Jennings. P.S. the best cacao I've ever tasted. 6:30 p.m., the gong meditation, and you can get a deal if you do both. There are details about that on Facebook and on the website, or the email blast. And for future reference, Deb blesses and makes that cacao. It's a whole ceremony the night before. So if you're planning to come, let her know by 10 p.m. the night before so she can make sure. Her intuition is very good and very strong.
Extra.
But it sure is nice when she has an idea of who's going to be there. Also, we want you to save the date. On November 11th, 11/11, Astara and Orion are going to be holding a Sound Alchemy Portal event from 6 to 8:30 p.m. here in the sanctuary. There's details in the email that I sent out on Tuesday. They have a place to purchase tickets. Same thing, it's helpful for them if you pre-register. And I met with her earlier last week, and legit, there's some healing energy coming out of that woman. Deb can attest to that. So really look and see if you are able or drawn to that event, 11/11. It's going to be very powerful. And tickets are on sale now. There's a little bit of a deal if you pre-register. We need volunteers for decorating the building. Lenore, if you could raise your hand. She had Morning Light Crystal Shop. I don't know, I used to go there years and years ago, early in my journey when Anita was my teacher. And she is fantastic at setting spaces. So she's agreed to help lead the decoration for the holiday season. And on the back by Sylvia and Anne are some sign-up sheets if you can help with that process. We'll have on November 24th, I think, so the Sunday before Thanksgiving, we'll do the tree all together. But there's a whole lot of other decorations that get put up around the building. So there with the mic. I'll grab.
There's one, yeah.
We'll try the orange one. We'll skip the red one. I'm just turning the red one off. The red and the green are older ones, and we might need to, we've been using 2 new ones, and we might need to use 4 new ones. We'll just have to see what happens. Okay, where was I? Oh, needing volunteers for decorating. And there is another sign-up sheet back there, you'll notice. Our potluck is November 17th. Again, you don't have to say what you're gonna bring, but it is a little bit helpful if we have an idea so that we don't have like all desserts and no main dishes or all salads or something. So there is a sign-up sheet for the potluck on the 17th. Also on November 17th, we're going to have the annual meeting. And that is an opportunity we're gonna be very transparent. The board is gonna be very transparent with where we are financially and coming up with ideas to help expand and increase our reach. Are there any other, oh yes, Susan had another special event to talk about. I'll hand you the mic.
Thank you.
How many of you were at the Spirit Seekers Fair? Wasn't it a wonderful event? I really enjoyed it. It was a kind of smooth, slower vibration, but yet deep, and a lot of healing went on in that. Well, part of the follow-up for us, Paul and I, as members, and also part of the group that supports self-healing and empowerment, and just that working from that true feeling, the God or goddess within, inner guidance, all of that, which is so important to us, we find a real home here. Well, there wasn't a space this week, so we are going to have it's called Empower Your Soul with Practical Intuition and Self-Healing Techniques. It's like an introductory session following the Spirit Seekers Fair. There's no charge. It will be across the hall, 300 steps, at the 3,000 apartments, which Sharon Zager helped us get into many years ago. But yes, we will be doing it in the community here. So we've got some flyers back there. If you have any interest, you'd like to just find out more about it, please see Pauline.
It's 300.
And it is on Thursday, November 7th, 6:30 to 7:45.
And Andrew brought me another mic, so
Okay.
you can keep that one.
All right.
All right, and then our regular events. This place is hopping, and we'd love to have more events.
You got it.
Okay. Our regular events, Mondays at 5:30 in the sanctuary, Deja leads a restorative yoga and somatic movement class that's been building momentum. People are reporting that they're getting better sleep, that they're feeling in general calmer throughout the day. That's at 5:30 p.m. And Deb has her midday gong meditation on Tuesdays. Michael, if you want to raise your hand, Michael, he's got Tai Chi at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays. Sunday mornings, we have a book club upstairs, 9 a.m., where we're going over the Boundaries book, and it's become a very nurturing, healing space where we're all on this journey together, reading and also sharing our hearts with each other. There are recovery meetings every single day of the week somewhere in the building. Deb hosts several online events, which you can read more about on the website, unitydesmoines.com. And as a reminder, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Unity Center of Des Moines.
Did you mention Common Thread Thursday night?
Oh, yes. Is it? It's already Thursday night, the first Thursday of the month.
It will be.
It's already November. Common Thread will be here at 6 p.m. on, or 6:30? Okay, 6:30 p.m. Thursday, Common Thread, right here.
And I'm their guest presenter.
Oh, and Deb Jennings is the guest presenter, which is why she knows that it's Thursday at 6:30 p.m.
Yes, I'm doing another drive.
Okay. So come support Deb and meet some cool people. All right, how about the statement of faith? We can all say it together. There is only one power active in my life and in the universe, the divine source of all life and love. Next, the unity affirmation. And as we say this together, if you can really allow yourself to drop into your body and feel the oneness. Unity of Des Moines is the radiating center of the divine light, mighty to attract its good and to radiate good to others. And with this goodness in our hearts, I invite you to uncross your legs and your hands and imagine as I read this list of names that there is love from the divine source flowing through you, surrounding each one of these people. Samitra, Greg, Brittany, Amy, JR, Eric, Kelly, Jess, Paul and Phyllis, Roger Howell and family, Rob, Rachel, Shane, Sue, Mary Jo, Melinda, Ted, Christina, Seal, Chris, Deb, Linda, Susan, and people with struggles we know nothing about.
And we're going to go into the time of meditation. Allow yourself to sink deeply into the chair that you are in and let it support you. Take a nice deep cleansing breath in and out. And let the center of yourself go into the heart. Enter your heart with love and respect for yourself. And feel those gifts of the goddess in your heart, love, the joy, and peace. And make an intention for the meditation today. If there's something you would like to heal, something you'd like to let go of, whatever it may be, make your intention now, thinking of it in positive terms, picturing it as already manifest and surrounding that entire process with gratitude. And let that sacred stillness of your heart be your fortress for today. go in the heart, connect with your breath, and feel peace in any moment, no matter what is going on in the outside world. Many of you who feel energy may be feeling a lot in the collective consciousness right now. Go into the sanctuary of your heart for comfort, stillness, and peace. Let's dwell there. I'll play the crystal ball a little bit longer and then follow it into the silence. As you gently return from the silence, feeling balanced, aligned, centered, and grounded, relaxed, refreshed, restored, renewed, and rejuvenated. And since you've taken care of your own heart first, let's join our voices together now and we'll tone the sound of Ah, A-H, the sound for the heart. And as you do that with the intention of sending that love out into our world. Breathing in, toning the Ah. Breathing in and toning the Breathing in and toning the Let your heart lead you through the rest of your day.
Thank you, then. The daily word for today is taken from Isaiah chapter 55, verse 12, which says, "For you shall go out in joy and be led back in peace." As long as I'm alive, my worldly fortunes will ebb and flow. It's likely there will be times of plenty and times of lack, times of health and times of illness, times of harmony and cooperation, as well as times of conflict and disagreement. Even as my life's conditions change in ways desirable or not, peace can always be mine when I find my meaning and purpose in my spiritual identity as a child of the divine. From Source, I know perfect peace. It is the serenity of being comfortable in my skin, confident in my choices, and at ease with the people I meet and the circumstances in which I find myself. My freedom lies in choosing peace again and again. I trust in life's perfect unfoldment. God's peace is my peace now and always. The affirmation that goes along with this, I'll say it once and then if we can all say it together, is this. No matter the state of my life, I am at peace.
No matter the state of my life, I am at peace.
May you carry that forward with you this week. All right, we're ready for another song.
what is the title of the song? There is only love, and the words will be up on screen.
There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Can we have a round of applause for our music team? And thank you to Andrew up in the sound booth dealing with technical difficulties, and yes, round of applause for Andrew up there. Oh, it is now my pleasure to introduce our speaker today, our very own beloved Laura Jones. You can read her profile in our email newsletter on our website. Please give a round of applause for Laura Jones. Thank you, Stevie. Hi, everybody. I'm excited. I should probably check to see how much time do I have till.
If you're done by 20 after, you're fine.
Okay, all right. I'm excited. And I'm already knowing that there's all sorts of things coming to me to share with you today. So I wanted to welcome you all. I have been a Crystal fan for lifetimes after lifetimes. So part of this comes out of deep kind of like knowings about crystals. And I've come to realize that that's because in my belief system that I've had many lifetimes working with the crystals. So today I am sharing what I use the crystals for, but also to open up your mind to all of the possibilities that are there with crystals for you as well. So feel free to ask questions or anything as we go along. But I do want to just, yes?
No, the overhead lights.
Oh, okay. So I'd like to share just a little bit of science behind crystals, because this is one of those science things that actually matches up really well with our metaphysical beliefs about crystals. So crystals are made out of the most plentiful two minerals on Earth, silicon and the O2 molecule. So that's silicon and oxygen. Quartz is very common and makes up 12% of the Earth's crust. And crystals, as you probably know, have a vital role in technology. And so they synchronize the timing signals in electronic circuits. And I am simplifying it down very, very much, so please forgive me, those scientists out there, if I'm not using the words properly here. And so, like I said, they synchronize the timing signals in electronic circuits, that is. Their crystal quality answers accurate counts and vibes crucial for device operations.
An electrical current added to quartz vibrates at a precise frequency, allowing for incredible accurate timekeeping. Out of this ability to hold a precise frequency comes sonar, microphones, radars, watches, clocks, navigation systems, smartphones, solar panels, LED lights, medical imaging, and it goes on. So these gifts from Mother Earth, the goddess, have also helped us with our technology. And that's an interesting lesson to get straight in the two sides of your brain. That technology is actually driven by our most common molecules, not the right, but crystals make up 12% of the Earth's crust. So our most common rock and mineral on the crust of the Earth is here as a gift to help us with technology. Why not? So that brings up then the question of, all the questions with AI and all of that's happening right now. And that leads to my ahas with crystals, because why can't I tell them what to do? And have them be really good at holding that vibration or sending out that hertz, that tone, that color, that sound that will help with my intentions. Since I am flawed, I try to be perfect with all of this spiritual growth stuff, and I can't be perfect because I have lousy days. I get angry. I don't handle some things as well as I know that I can. I am not in a Zen space 100% of the time. And instead of climbing that impossible mountain of perfection, I have chosen to use crystals to hold a more accurate vibration when I cannot. So, part of what I've got going on in this room today might very well have affected our microphones, by the way.
Whoops.
That is a common occurrence when you work with crystals, especially with some of the intentions that are going on here today, which is love, joy, peace. And so there's a lot of high vibration here. So something that I will start out with that I learned from a crystal teacher, there's a gentleman out in Oregon that I went to all sorts of healing seminars with for years. He had a basement full of these would be small crystals here, if you can see them. They're only like 10 pounds each. From that gentleman, he said, when you go home from these workshops, your vibration has changed. And you'll have to go home and ask your house, your stuff, to increase their vibration to support and match your new vibration. Because he repeatedly had reports of people going home from the workshop and having their dishwasher break or their washer and dryer break. And that's because the whole aura or the whole vibration had increased, and he needed to give some notice to his things around the house. And we all can do that here today. So what I have done is I've got big crystals in every corner of this room. To me, what they are doing is they are gridding or holding the room vibration for us. I already assumed when I put them in the positions that they're covering everybody here, and I also told them to cover everybody that's online also, so that we would all be in this wonderful umbrella of love, joy, peace, much of what we were singing about earlier. And so I'm going to ask now that those place holding crystals that I have in every corner adjust all of the mechanics in this room, all the mechanics in your homes, all of the mechanics in your homes, all of you out there, everything be adjusted to the latest, greatest version of each one of us here. And it might fix the mics, don't know. But the thing about that is that sometimes our old technology just can't keep up with the new vibrations that are out there. And that's why we get those upgrades all the time. And we have upgrades that happen inside of us that get parroted in the vibes that we put off too. So right now, all of that's being adjusted, and hey, isn't that easy? I just told them that's what they're gonna do, and they're doing it, because that's what they're good at, is holding a vibe or holding a frequency or holding, another way of saying is holding an intention. Now I can just relax and be myself without having to hold that intention and be perfect with my feelings about it. And I can even have some doubts come in. Yeah, right, it's gonna change things. But you know what? The crystals are holding that vibration perfectly for me. And that takes the heat off of me. It makes me feel like those crystals are here to support me and to help when I am not perfect, which quite frankly is all the time. All right, so a couple of other things that I have going on here today for all of our benefits are, I've got some healing crystals up here, but oh, by the way, I have to talk about Smokey up here. That's his name. Smokey is in my yard. He happens to be 450 pounds.
Wow.
I'm sorry I don't have, a measuring stick there or something. But he's about 2.5 feet tall or so,
Oh, wow.
and a big hug around. And on the other side, he has a heart. There's a little rose quartz little part on the other side. Now that crystal, although I paid some, and a lot of that was shipping, it comes from Brazil, which a lot of my crystals come from Brazil. And that crystal was half given to me, or gifted to me, as an earth-keeping crystal.
Oh.
So I don't feel like it belongs to me. It belongs to all of us. It is sitting out in my yard because it is connecting up with all of the ley lines to all the people out there in the world that understand crystals in a similar way that I do, which is they're amplifying that connection of all of us around the world. And so, little did you know, Des Moines area is connected up with a worldwide grid of big crystals.
Good job.
Yes, and anyway, if you want to know where that is and feel like you need to make a little pilgrimage, there are some people that do that. As a couple of, just a side note, I had a couple people that I met because they were wondering who was that person with this crystal in the front yard. You know what? People walk by it, never notice it.
never notice it, and then occasionally. One was my postal carrier years ago, and another is a good friend today.
I know I've seen it.
Yeah, I know a few of you have been around my place. So, anyway, that is overlooking us all today. And so I just wanted to bring that into our picture here. Another thing that I have, and Dennis, if you'll help me out here. Dennis is my helper today. I have right here a smoky quartz and a clear quartz. These are working together as a yin-yang pair. And I had a thing for yin-yang pairs. And you know, they gotta like each other, you know. So these two like each other and like working together, and they're very much about balancing. And so they balance my house. I got some in the bedroom, pairs, thinking of that they balance out all of those seeming opposites within us. And I'm gonna pass them around and you can sit with them just a minute. Just a little lesson on quartz crystal is that they crack if you tap them together. So please try to keep them separate from each other so that you don't crack them. Those are pretty good quality quartz crystal that I'm handing around. They come in different qualities. In the beginning, I was really disappointed because all of the ugly crystals wanted me. And my friends would be, you know, picking up these lovely crystals, buying light boxes, having them send out wonderful colors throughout the room, showing them off to everybody, and it's like, why do the ugly ones want me? And part of it is because my crystals are what I call workhorses. They are attracted to me because they're willing to do my bidding or my, persuasions or my intentions for me. And they're also willing to come out into the public, a lot of them, and work out in the public and be, carried back and forth and all of that good stuff. So I'm now at peace with the fact that, yes, my crystals are not the highest of quality, but they are good at the work that they do. As a matter of fact, today, I'm bringing out some crystals that I don't usually bring out. Deb and I do our equinox and solstice events, and I get out crystals, whatever is calling to me to bring. And I do a lot of this gridding of the room, and you add that to my pyramid, which is sacred geometry, and you add that to Deb's sounds, and it is one powerful event. I have no doubt, even today, we're sending out a big vibration that goes on and on and on. So once again, thank you all for being here. Another thing that I have, and I can start sending these around, Dennis, and you guys just go ahead and continue with that yin yang. I have a clearer quartz crystal here. These are what people would use for healing a lot. And this is what I would go out to Oregon, and we would have probably 200 pounds of crystals underneath a massage table. And then a practitioner working on top so that there's this connection of below and above. That was just a little too much for me to set up today to show you. But what I want you to know is I'll pass around, I've got two different kinds here. I'll pass these around. They're good for straightening out your chakras. Just really simply. This will clear your chakras and get them all in alignment and get them all evened out. And so I'll pass around this one. And the pointed end means that crystals are also smart enough that they're directional too. So that point is actually sending out a pretty accurate signal. I do have at home, which is my personal crystal, a Vogel crystal. It is, actually my Vogel crystal is one that came out of the ground. It is optical quality, meaning that back in the old days, they used to make glasses out of crystals. And that there was a high grade, a clear crystal that was used for those glasses. So at home, I have a wand very similar to that one that is totally clear, and it has been cut to a point by a laser. And that is called a Vogel crystal, and it's considered the high-end healing type of wand because of its exactness. You can use both sides of it. One side, I actually have a six-sided point with that crystal. You can use it as a laser, or you can use the dull end as more of a general healing energy. And quite frankly, because I am not perfect, I tell those healing wands to run the perfect energy of healing or love energy, which handles everything, covers everything. And so I'm not presuming in my intentions when I work with crystals exactly how those miracles are gonna happen. I just know they are, and I want that crystal to have as pure of a powerful charge as possible. Here's another type of healing wand. This one came back to me, I swear I worked with it in another lifetime. And so that can be kind of the magical things that happen too for those of you that are into that sort of thing. But this is one that is a more of a rough tool, but it came out of the earth in this shape. So I usually do not work with things that have been polished and cut, except for that Vogel. But this one here came out of the earth in like a wand, and it feels good in your hand, and it's got a little bit of orangey, reddish color, so I feel like it's good for those lower chakras. But I'll pass this around too. You can do your chakras with this one. You can imagine that your knee pain is being dispersed. It will do what you want it to do there. I'm going to pass around another kind of like lesson in crystals. This one here is the first crystal that I got, and which at the time was huge. And it's a tabular crystal, so that has to do with the shape. And I'm not going to get so much into shapes and rainbows and butterflies and other things that you can find inside of a crystal. You might want to look at your crystals at home and see if you can find something in there, because they have personality, by the way. Yes.
In 1988, I went to what was the Soviet Union to work with Gorbachev, and we went to Mother Russia where they become priests at the school, and somebody said, oh, you have to walk over to the creek, and my friend had a crystal this big, she brought from America, this is the truth, I might cry. She put it under the waterfall, and it cracked the shape of a woman. It was miraculous.
That is miraculous. So they do have some personality. You might look in here, this does have a few things in it. You might even be able to get a rainbow to show up. But But I just wanted you to see something that's just a little bit clearer since I brought most of my workhorses today, so there you go. Here's something else that I am gifting you guys today. Is this crystal here, speaking of personality. So I oftentimes look at the crystals and I go, you know, what does that look like it might be good at? You know, this crystal, I looked at it and I go, that looks like ovaries. And so, at the time, I just happened to be going through menopause. And I thought, oh, well, that's for me, you know, and it will help to balance and I can program it to work on, you know, my hormone levels and my moods and all of that sort of thing. But you know, then it evolved into, you know what, I bet my house has a need for balance, hormonal, emotional, all of those things. And so this now holds a vibration at my house of hormonal balance for my house. Yes, I know, that's a little bit strange, but that's the gift of crystals because they're only limited by your imagination, what they can do to support you. And the minute I say, oh, you're balancing out my house, guess what? That's what it does.
Mm-hmm.
So today, I am balancing out this building. I can even say, you know what, send this balance home with everybody. And hold that balance for them as long as it's for the highest good.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm gonna pass this around because it's the first time it's been out of the house in like, you know, probably 15 years. And so I just wanna say that was quite interesting to me that it wanted to come along today and to be handled by people. This seems to be somebody that might need it. I also have here, just holding space in the room, a bigger yin and yang pair here. And they can just sit there because now we're getting into 15, 20 pounds
Yeah, we don't need to.
and we don't need to pass those around. And then here on the floor, I have gridded the room. So there's lots of people who use quartz crystal and other types of rocks. So I'm not into knowing all of the different rocks and what they do because I like the shortcut of using quartz because it does everything. And so what I have done is I've put together some sacred geometry, which is used when you grid a room. It's kind of like grounding a certain energy by putting out the grid. And I have it in a spiral shape here. I've used rose quartz, which is known to have love tendencies. And I have used some what are called double terminated, I know you can't see it, but they're crystals that have a point on both ends. So remember, crystals can be directional, like, I'm sending you energy. But these are going both directions. And so I put them in the beginning of the spiral and the ending of the spiral, however you look at that. And that's to charge up the idea that the spiral's going inward and the spiral's going outward for whatever we all need. Yes, Dennis?
Can we also point out that since the beginning of time, all plants and animals have been bombarded 24 hours a day, not just by sunlight, but by cosmic rays, and that a simple prism, if you notice, focuses sunlight into a rainbow. Well, a crystal prism focuses cosmic rays.
Yes. I didn't get a chance to read, but Dennis has read quite a bit about crystals and how they help with gardening,
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
and scientifically proven. And so that's, you know, another amazing thing to me, because I got into metaphysics by listening to scientists, and it opened up my mind with, you know, what the possibilities are of life. And then it's like, oh, crystals, okay, I can use them to manifest all of this amazingness that I know that is possible. So this spiral today, we'll do just a quick meditation, and then I think that I'm pretty close to done. I want, oh yes, did you have?
Question, Laura.
Mhm.
So for a crystal novice who's going to an expo or a spirit seekers fair, and there are tons of vendors with stones and crystals, and it's almost overwhelming to get, what is your suggestion to get started? And in particular, a side note to that is there special crystals that are just overall protection for being at DMV or Walmart on Sunday afternoon, for all the hubbub and stuff?
All right, so he's asking if you're at a fair, what would be kind of the pointers about, you know, all of the possibilities and choosing from that. And then also if there is something in particular that's good for just protection when you're out in the world. I think gridding your house is a great protection. I kind of got started with bigger crystals because in my brain, bigger seems better. But you know, that's just an illusion.
Are you saying size doesn't matter?
Yes, and we won't take that any further.
Yeah.
And so I don't know that, I'm saying that you can grid your house in the four corners. I think that that's a good idea, or at least the furthest corners, so that if you drew a line around all of them, everything would be included, is the whole idea. And to do that means that you're making your house a sanctuary. And so if you go out shopping and come back and feel a little funky, your house is where everything is taken care of and all that. As far as carrying something and buying something, I would just say whatever you're attracted to is probably your best bet. So if you like a pretty one, get the pretty one. If you like the ugly one and it's saying, take me home, take it home. Because it's very much a personal relationship that you have. It might help to pick them out by intending what you plan on using them for. If you plan on a pocket one, you know, then the crystals will know what you're looking for and might speak up a little bit more in whatever way you might catch on. So I think intuition is the best way.
Can I ask one quick question?
Sure.
So I was gifted by somebody in this room a beautiful rose quartz for my birthday, and I've got it in my living room. Is that a good space for it?
Sure. I think rose quartz, since it is lumpier rather than real sharp corners like clear quartz would be, or smoky quartz often is, means that it spreads the energy out in kind of like a hole instead of a real pointed direction. And so I think that, you know, that works just great.
And I'll be moving, so I'll take it with me and put it in another spot, Stevie like.
Yeah, yeah. And then you could just tell it, you know, cover the whole house. Or if,
Yeah.
you know, for the longest time I had that big guy inside and it was like, you know, walking around him and I was like going, okay, this is not going to work. And so we just had a discussion about it and he got moved out to the yard and now it works for both of us a little bit easier, so.
Dennis mentioned rainbows, and I learned something years ago that I'd like to share because if you don't know this, rainbows are full circles. When seen from above, they're full circles.
Rainbows from above are full circles.
Cool.
And I could get into colors and things because it's all related and sacred geometry is all related and sound is all
I see a
related.
series of talks for you over there.
Yes, yes. So, go ahead and use these crystals that are out here to put out your own intention right now. That would be great. You can tell it whatever you want. It will hold the highest vibration of that, so you can go along your business and know that it will be done. Thank you very much. Thank you for the gifts of the crystals, and thank you for your service. I know, you're not really ugly, that's just how people perceive you. So, if you would like to share your resources with Unity of Des Moines, now is your opportunity to do so. Zeke is here, ready with the basket. If you're like me and don't carry cash, there's a little cardboard Venmo scan code that you can use. If you're joining us online, you can donate via Venmo at Unity-Des Moines, or you can go to our website, unitydesmoines.com, and there's a donate button up on the tab. But regardless of the resources that you are presenting to support the well-being of all beings everywhere, we want to offer this affirmation. I am infinitely abundant. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I thankfully acknowledge the divine source.
What? Oh.
How about you for money?
Look over yonder. What do you see? The sun is rising, most definitely. A new day is coming. People are changing. Ain't it beautiful? Crystal blue persuasion. Better get ready to see the light. Love is the answer. That's all right. So don't you give up now. Thank you. So easy to find. Just look to your soul. Open up your mind. Crystal blue persuasion. It's a new vibration. Crystal blue persuasion. Maybe tomorrow, when we look down on every green field in every town, Crystal blue persuasion. Crystal blue persuasion. Crystal blue persuasion. Thanks to Thomas Green and Rashawn Bells from 1969.
And dancers.
And dancers, take a start back and dancers. Where you feel it and you express it. So thank you so much for your donations. We want to dedicate this offering to do the work of spirit and truth to the people of Unity of Des Moines, and we are grateful. Thank you. All right, now Deb will lead us in the universal greeting of peace from the Gandhi Foundation. Sometimes people like to stand up and follow along with the hand motions. Take it away, Deb.
I offer you peace.
I offer you peace.
I offer you love.
I offer you love.
I offer you friendship.
I offer you friendship.
I see your beauty.
I see your beauty.
I hear your needs.
I hear your needs.
I feel your feelings.
I feel your feelings.
My wisdom flows from the higher source.
My wisdom flows from the higher source.
And I salute that source in you.
And I salute that source in you.
Let us work together for unity and love.
Let us work together for unity and love.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone. That concludes our service for today. I'd like everyone to create a great big circle around the room. We usually hold hands. If you don't want to hold hands today, just put your hands over your heart. We'll sing the closing song, and then I need some help with chairs, but more on that later. The light of the divine surrounds us, the love of the divine enfolds us, the power of the divine protects us, the presence of the divine watches over us. Wherever we are, the divine is, and all is well. Thank you, everyone. I need the first 2 rows of chairs put against the wall for the Tuesday meditation. And hope to see you next week.